What an absolute week. Tons of news dropped, just like my 401k. Gambling is back in disc golf, and boy, are people upset about it. Match play gets rained out, bringing questions about MCO, some player announcements, and even more this week in disc golf. What's happening, all you disc-generates? I hope the birdies are landing far more often for you than they are for me. Yes, I still got holes in my game, and of course that's why they call me Swiss cheese. But more importantly, I'm just one half of the disc golf world. You know the guys whose beat-up minivan was just too much for the DGBT to see on tour, but also the best professional disc golf channel on the YouTube airwaves. And you guys are watching This Week in Disc Golf, where I cover all things disc golf from the past week. Before I get into this gambling announcement, let me take the time to thank the incredible fans and now family on the Patreon. Your guys' contributions as of late continue to shock me, and trust me, we are thankful. April Fools had many side-eyeing any announcement or promotion on the day. Yet after the DGBT announcement on the same day, had many more eyeing their pocketbooks instead. As Jeff Spring announced on All Birdies and No Bogey podcast, along with a separate press release announcement that now has regulated gambling and daily fantasy available for disc golf, as early as MCO no less. At least for the 6 states where freedom is still free, and you know, America, which luckily I reside in one of those, so I will definitely be partaking in the opportunity to bet on the sport we all love, even with the comment section in a tissy about it. That for me only helps to make it that much more sweeter. But also, who knows, could lead to another video segment every week. Look, if we're stuck at home and not on the road, we might as well take advantage and reap the few benefits that come with it. That, and because this has a ton of potential, with DraftKings, Underdog now attached, and even the internal partnership with Hold My Bag that's having many pros promo it out there also. This could be a big move in our sports development, whose rollout is calculated, prepped, and attached to some large partners. Honestly, not seen often in our disc golf's past. Alt Sports data already attached to the line betting for some of the largest companies in the business, like DraftKings, and will be running the line algorithms for betting on the sport, while IC360 is there to make sure everyone is playing by the rules. Making this initial rollout with its limited betting amounts, finishing position or odds to win only bets, and zero stat-based gambling removes plenty of the arguments from those in the comment sections not giving this a chance before the details. And yes, that's just my polite way of saying the surface-level headline readers. And sure, these moves also protect gambling sites from being taken to the woodshed like Prize Picks did, who were the ones who suffered the last time we were able to gamble on the sport. But these moves by the DGBT and partners limits the possibility of insider cheating, even makes the addiction aspect, though never impossible, that much more difficult with betting caps, while also acknowledging that the sport and tour are not accurate enough in stat keeping to allow that betting at this point. Still couldn't stop those who oppose to hard type their keyboards and phones. You only have to look at the very comment section of the All Birdies and No Bogeys podcast. No one is foolish enough, including me, to even believe gambling will bring new players to the sport. And maybe you want to call me a cynic, because I don't believe there is a single event, ESPN broadcast, or even Olympics that will dramatically impact bringing in new players to the sport. But for the tour, could this bring the large percentage of current disc golfers who are not consuming the professional game the opportunity to? I think so. I mean, it's only a multi-billion-dollar industry. And all of you who are screaming for a team event, you don't want any side action like this to go with it? You're trying to tell me that that couldn't pull some people over also? And closing that gap who play but don't consume is more key to the tour's longevity than attracting new people to the sport altogether. That should be left to the PDGA. And even though they seem to be not too interested in that at times, it still needs to happen. But this growth and dollars could dramatically shape the tour financially and in future projects. And maybe just enough to, I don't know, solve all the other issues people complain about, like funding officials, professionalizing the sports stats, and also expanding and building on the prize pools, which will only help validate the sport also. So yeah, I'll take it, despite online gambling's pragmatic practices. And judging by the movements of the gambling lines already, seems to be plenty of gambling happening. And even if you want to try to believe that Simon and Kristen line was being too bad to cause it, it still had enough movement to have DraftKings take down their lines for a period. There had to have been an obvious traction and participation to cause that, let alone the lines tightening across all platforms also. Yet, like nearly every new promotion that has happened this year, weather could have a big impact. First, you had the Go Throw event, now Match Play, as this event was canceled due to severe rain and tornado warnings. With a course that's certainly not known for its drainage and even more rain anticipated, some have been questioning whether the event will even finish, if not start. Photos of the event's grounds don't help that either, and Charlie with Ultiworld on the Upshot said they asked him to block Monday's schedule to be able to commentate in the event of it being pushed into Monday. And with an off week following this event, it makes plenty of sense logistically, but it would still be the first time to happen. If play does resume at any point in time, it will definitely force some fast action with a possibility of a shortened tournament. Yet if the conditions are as bleak as the forecast show, it has many questioning whether it should be canceled altogether, for not only the player, volunteer, and spectator safety. This week also had plenty of player movement announcements also. Kristen Lett and her manager Matthias Voot part ways after only just a year and a half, and in Lett's contract year no less with Latitude 64. Some would say that it's an interesting timing. And sure, Kristen has seen a brand remodel, clothing line, and broadened sponsorship deals that too few pros enjoy. But some still feel they could have capitalized even further. But with home renovations, a wedding, and a honeymoon now behind them, Kristen and Silver may just have opted for a more hands-on approach. But missing a manager in what has to be some early contract talks kind of shows her commitment to re-upping with Latitude 64, in my opinion. Because if you were really hitting the market, wouldn't you want a manager there alongside to help with those negotiations? Haley King really surprised no one with her open bag announcement this week also, as she is slated to return to action since her all-star performance at Olympus. More shocking just might be Natalie Ryan leaving Neptune, parting her contract with years still remaining, as this points more so as a sign to the financial troubles of Neptune than many who want to paint Ryan's zero ROI. Ryan has been quiet for a period of time and had an announcement where her needing to recover from a surgery, and was in large part the reason behind MCO being the first tour stop this year. Ryan is slated to play, but I'm not too sure if the conditions will allow her return to do so. But if it does happen, Ryan could be facing some protest at the event, where an attack of violence was threatened just last year. Protests are anticipated to occur outside the venue, or at least have been planned, highlighted, and banner dropped as far as the internet can provide. That and the Save Women's Disc Golf jumped in also, by offering nearly $2,000 cash to be split among players who verbally forfeit for fairness in the women's division. Could be interesting to see how that plays out. But now, let's move to some quick hitters. Ezra Robinson is out there chasing President Cup's votes in an absolute genius over-the-top Uncle Sam recruitment production video that is brilliantly executed and well-delivered, and things the sport needs more of. Speaking of things the sport needs more of, Missy Gannon lets it known what she loves, and that's Cox. Rebecca Cox, that is, as Missy was sharing the I Love Cox shirt at this week's presser. That had many fans watching give the same look Simon does the Eagle after saying the word tighter.
And this one is the same hole, but they made it tighter.
Yep, guys, that's the type of content we provide. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. While you're at it, save that same look for Gannon, who was just a little too excited about his Minecraft meal. But that's all still better than most of the April Fool's promotion, highlighted by OTB's blimp tickets. That certainly deserves at least a model blimp drone to follow. Sprinkle Valley hitting everyone with a 2-day celly with the removing of 18, only to banner fly a triple mando on the most difficult hole. And you also had the Emperor's new groove on top of that. The weather delays provided far more sharing than just the Storm Chaser pics or videos. Kel Lundquist serenades hot tub bathing Simon with some classical playing. Vinny, Zach Arlinghouse, and the two hot geese go out and fly some kites. Most of you are thinking I'm going to land a joke here, but I'm just going to let that one go. And of course, guys, we're at the end, and that wraps up This Week in Disc Golf. If you have enjoyed and not subscribed, make sure to do so. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, comment, and share.